Hello everybody, we are here in a really cool King of the Hill tournament that GoObus is running, and we are going to be here watching ReSpOnSe, the Protoss in the top right, going up against REQPhilibird, who is right now the reigning person of this entire King of the Hill. Philibird has now won 4 in a row. If he wins one more, it gets $10, and I don't know if that's going to be the end of the King of the Hill. I hope not, because these games are actually really cool, and Philibird is a very strong player. He's part of ReQuiem Gaming, and he's got a really drop-heavy style of play. He really enjoys his double-pronged attacks, trying to draw the opponent out, and then coming in from the back, taking out any thing that he possibly can, whether it's a full-out nexus or just a few probes, and then just escape without taking any losses. It's very, very... Yep, there it is. GoObus, just to let you guys know. And then it'll be really cool to watch all this stuff as Philibird. Going against ReSpOnSe is going to be a great game. ReSpOnSe is a really strong... okay, good. It's a possible lag issues before, but it seems that so far it's actually good. And ReSpOnSe is actually a really strong Protoss player. I think he's a part of Lazarus Gaming. I don't know if he's still there or not, but ReSpOnSe is a very strong Protoss. And I've casted with him and talked to him in the past. Like, he's done some of the TQ tournaments that have been out there, and it's going to be awesome to see him play. It's been a little bit of a while. He's a good guy. You can actually watch him talk and play at the same time at my YouTube, which is kind of cool. I forget which TQ Open it was, but he was there, and it was really cool to actually have him say the insight for why he was doing certain things in the game, and then just proceeding to be awesome. So just the insights that he gave were pretty cool. Now, Philibird did just have his gas go up. They do have the barracks went up, so it doesn't seem like anything's going to be weird. Like, there's not going to be any no-gas fast expansions going on right now. Right now, let's see if Philibird actually does the same thing he did last game. He just wanted TVP. So maybe if he's going to go for the 2 Marines, then go for the reactor, and then expand. Of course, he was also gas stolen last time. I don't know if that was a factor in what he chose to do, but he could do that again. This is a very, very strong build. Alright, let's just watch to see if he just doesn't get the gas and it continues to do that. We do have 1 Marine out. Let's just watch to see if this next one is actually going to be the end of it. He's got enough for a reactor. He's got way more than enough for a reactor. And there it is, reactor. So it looks like we will be seeing the same fast expand build he did last game. So now this SCV is going to prance around, and we do have fast double gates so far from ReSpOnSe. Possibly going to go for a large count of stalkers. He does seem to be going for actually a sentry. So it very well might be a fast expand from ReSpOnSe as well. Possibly 2-gate robo into fast expansion. That would definitely be a very, very likely possibility. Very safe way to go about it. And here we go. Philibird actually threw down the command center. It is the same build as last game. Let's hope that ReSpOnSe can handle it a little bit better than JMag did in last game. Alright, so it looks like Philibird is actually going to escape without taking any hits on his SCV. Good timing on that one, because the sentry is about to pop out and the stalker is on the way. Chrono Boost on the warp gate. Let's see if we can throw down another stalker, and still no second gas, interestingly enough. He might be 4-gating if he just throws down 2 gateways right now. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, though. It's also probably throwing down pylons. It looks to be quite likely to be supply blocked. But this positioning over here, ReSpOnSe very well might be trying to get up his own expansion. He's got a probe that's about to die to a lot of Marines out here in the front. Bunker is now getting filled up, and it's going to be very, very safe. Another barracks going down, and looks like Philibird is just doing the same thing he did last game. Very stable build, and now ReSpOnSe just threw down his nexus. So it looks like he was doing a variation of a safe 1-gate fast expansion with another gateway, just to make sure he doesn't die to anything really early. This is a wider ramp than the main ramps that are 1 force field wide. This one's 2 force fields wide, so you definitely want to play a little bit safer, as that makes pushing in a little bit stronger. So Philibird's expansion is about to be completed. The Nexus is halfway done for a ReSpOnSe. So he's good placement on the proxy pylon. This is a very common spot, guys. If you ever are going as a Protoss, always check this spot, as it's a very, very simple spot to actually fall prey to reinforcements for. Alright, so now ReSpOnSe is getting a lot of stalkers out. He's going very stalker heavy, which is good against a large marine count. But when is Philibird going to kick in, going for the tech lab barracks? because the Marauders are really going to be able to destroy those Stalker counts, as you saw in the last game against J-Mac, and that, especially in that middle battle in the Metalopolis by the gold bases. So now Philibird does plop down the orbital command. He's going to have all of his mules, everything that he could possibly desire in an economy is going to be there. So now ReSpOnSe does have his economy up as well, so you actually have the transfer times for the SCVs, making this fairly even. So ReSpOnSe with a very good fast expansion there. He does have control of the watchtowers with a lot of his army, interestingly enough. And, oh, ReSpOnSe going for a hidden Nexus back here. Very quick third expansion. This is not something you would generally see, and I'm very curious to see how this works out. ReSpOnSe is still only on 2 gateways too, which is ridiculous at this point of the game. You would expect to have robotics out just because there's a possibility of Banshees coming in. Looks like he knows that because of this fast expansion there will not be Banshees. If we look around here, we do have SV building a starport right away right now as a reactor going on to this factory. Looks like Philibird might actually just skip going for the Raven first and possibly go for a Hellion drop. Let's see, he's got the medevac coming down. He's building the reactor on this thing. It might be a little bit off timing, but still, ReSpOnSe might end up having this backfire against them because Philibird does go for a lot of drops, and that dropping is essentially a ton of scouting across the edge of the map, which is this build. So looks like ReSpOnSe is going to go ahead and keep an eye on these destructive rocks, and hopefully this does not bite him. If Philibird decides to actually go up from the top to drop, then this actually could be very good, but I'm kind of nervous for that third expo. It might end up being a weakness as opposed to a strength. Philibird is now going to go for a drop. No Hellions actually, though. It's just going to be straight. Oh, is he going to scout it? Oh, he's actually going to go across to there. So he's going to try and take out that probe and do it very successfully. And ReSpOnSe could actually be catching a lucky break as this expansion is up. He's producing his probes, doing a lot of mining. Scan coming in here, seeing the robo, getting the observer. Is there going to be a no robotics bay quite yet. ReSpOnSe did just add a lot of gateways. He's adding even more gateways. He might be going for a gateway immortal kind of composition, which is very strong, but he's got to be careful as Philibird does have a lot of forces over here, and ReSpOnSe does not have the strongest army. He did go for it that expo and did invest a lot in terms of minerals to get his economy up, but now he's got to see that this attack is right there. Yep, he knows exactly what's going on. He's morphing it as many as he can. Zealous would be great if he can get good force fields off, but Philibird, oh, he's going to elevator up down here and just try and make sure that the good force fields actually, but Philibird can just pick them up in the medevac and just run away. Stim going down, and oh, ReSpOnSe losing Zealous that he cannot afford to lose right now. He's morphing in more Stalkers. That is what he needs. He's going to have to deal with these guys with range and force fields. But let's just see. Stim did just wear off with enough medevacs to actually make sure that nothing's going to happen. But okay, there we go. Oh, ReSpOnSe is just saying, here's my Zealots, take them for free, which is bad. He does not have enough forces to really make this worthwhile. He does have an Immortal out, which might end up saving his life, as it looks like Philibird is going to retreat because of that Immortal, but taking out that observer is really key as Philibird's not getting ready to drop. ReSpOnSe's third is still up. He's mining a fair amount from it. It's almost about to pay off for him. But ReSpOnSe is wary of the drops. He's got Stalkers in the back. Looks like he's definitely not going to fall for the double-pronged attack. But Philibird is going to end up dropping directly onto these Stalkers. Is he going to successfully pull back before these guys can actually start hitting him? No, Stalker's going to start attacking, and he's going to actually continue to drop, and oh yeah, ReSpOnSe is going to be fine, warping in Stalkers and Zealots. He's going to actually be able to take out that medevac fairly quickly, but Philibird's going to start taking down some probes, though. He did stim all these Marines, and he actually, Philibird's actually using these guys for scouting, seeing everything that's going on in ReSpOnSe's base. No double-pronged attack, though. ReSpOnSe is expecting that, but it's not going to happen. These Marines are just going to go ahead and hide inside the base. ReSpOnSe just might not be seen, though, so he's throwing down his robotics bay now, so he's going to get his double forge for upgrades as well as Colossus. This is looking good for ReSpOnSe. He's ahead in the food count by about 20. Philibird, however, is expecting the Colossi. He's got the Vikings with his army now. He's producing one more Viking, but he's kind of weak on the medevac count. Going for that drop, losing the medevac is really going to hurt him. ReSpOnSe does have a fair amount of army, but he's got to be wary of this stuff. He's got another observer out in the field, going to see that this small bioforce is going to start moving up, and ReSpOnSe is now getting up a fourth. Looks like Philibird might actually be trying to press the issue. They're going to start attacking their good force fields. Zealots are now going to go in there and start attacking on the Marauders, but Philibird is just going to pull back, and oh, he might actually lose. Okay, he's not going to lose them, but now ReSpONSe's force field is going against him. But the longer this goes on, this is looking better and better for ReSpONSe. He's going to have about to the 4th base up that looks like a 3rd. He's got sentries here just to prevent any attacking by force field in that ramp. But ReSpONSe is really controlling this game. The food counts are fairly even, but looks like, oh, there we go, great force fields. He's got to be careful, though, as he misplaced that, and now these sentries are going to die to the Marauder and everything over there, but a lot of Zealots and sentries are now also being morphed in here, but Philibird's just going to elevate her down and start trying to take as much out as he possibly can. Vikings are now landing, and so now ReSpONSe is going to go ahead and start trying to save this base. If Philibird retreats up here, he's actually going to end up seeing, oh, he did see it to try to drop and saw this base. ReSpONSe's full army is over here, though, and it looks like that medevac might go down. ReSpONSe got to be careful by the sentries. About to lose all the sentries to these guys up here on the high ground. But really, oh, Philibird is losing a lot right now. Philibird is losing his entire army. There's a lot of stalkers here, taking down the medevacs, but making sure that Philibird cannot retreat. But Philibird still has a lot of reinforcements down here. He's got more medevacs with the group, and he's going to try and keep ReSpONSe inside of ReSpONSe's base so that Philibird can start trying to expand again, but he has no expansions up at all anywhere. Okay, here we go. Medevac is going to go here, try and drop down here. ReSpONSe is getting a cannon, but it's not going to be up in time for this to try and defend against this drop. And Philibird is going to go ahead and drop down here and then start running in. Might try and snipe the Nexus, deal with this early base, but it's been mining for a long time. 1,000 minerals are left in some of those patches. Philibird's just going to be able to stim and run in, sees that there's not really anything that's going to be able to deal with what he has down here, and ReSpONSe, however, does have a bunch of sentries, going to do a good job of force fielding and start attacking those guys, but ReSpONSe is going to be warping, and this is actually looking good for him. Looks like he's not having any trouble dealing with this. He does have Colossi out. He does not have extended thermal lens quite yet. It is being researched, and we do have Forge that's not doing anything being chrono boosted. But still, Philibird does not have any other mining bases. It's just the main and the natural. The main is getting close to mined out. He doesn't have all his. He's actually mined out 2 of his middle patches. Oh, just mining out as we speak. But still, the Raven is out. Point defense drone is going to be great against the stalker count. And this observer is about to lose its life as the Raven. Yep, there it is. It is now dead. Okay, ReSpONSe is now continuing. His income's got to be massive. Yeah, his income is twice that of Philibird. This is great for him. And now Philibird is about to get this expansion, though. So that's going to help him a lot as he needs to get more mining. And look, that ReSpONSe is a huge army. Philibird cannot take that army. No way Philibird could even hope to deal with those guys. So he's going to go ahead and retreat. And actually, he's going to go ahead and do a massive drop. Okay. ReSpONSe is ReSpONSe might not be ready for that. As Philibird is going to be able to do a massive doom drop. This is Zerg-esque. Okay, but Raven is still with the group. There is the drop. ReSpONSe is pulling back his entire army. If he can take out some of these guys, that will really help him. Points defense drone is now on the field, but it's now out of energy. ReSpONSe is doing a great job of using his range. He does have this Colossus, but it's about to get sniped? No, it's not. Oh, Philibird's losing his entire army. Oh god, this is going to be so bad. ReSpONSe does not have Blink, but he's still going to be able to take out medevacs. Oh, is that one that has full? Oh, it's going to start dropping, so now Philibird is going to actually end up escaping with medevacs, but only medevacs. So ReSpONSe now has a gigantic army to Philibird's very, very little. Banshee is now out in the field. This Command Center is now morphing into a planetary fortress, but ReSpONSe is controlling this game. This hidden expo has been there for a long time. Look at the mineral patches. They are really getting depleted, and that is just testimony to the fact that he's been able to mine so much from it. Philibird is now basically on 2 mining bases, but this one's not going to be mining for very much longer. And ReSpONSe is now double expanding to his entire half of the map. All he needs now is the smiley face on the upper smiley face, and then he'll be perfectly content to just mine everything and just starve Philibird. He's starting to get Templar tech. That would be the transition I'd be expecting. But oh wow, look at all those pylons. Looks like ReSpONSe does not want to be supply blocked ever. There's a Templar Archives. There it is, getting Psystorm. That's going to be great for him. And now scanning right on top of the army, Philibird knows that he can't deal with this, and he's starting to try and move around to his army. Is there going to be a drop somewhere? I'd definitely be expecting a drop to happen from Philibird fairly soon. Planetary Fortress is up, and look at this. Looks like ReSpOnSe is going to go here and just take this out without really much issue. There are a lot of SCVs there, but they're not going to repair the Planetary Fortress. It's going to go down without doing anything, and ReSpOnSe can just start taking down all of these SCVs. Yeah, they're starting to attack. Philibird knows that these guys are going to die, so he's going to try and use them as efficiently as possible. Buy time to get his army in position, not get caught by the ramp. And now here we go. ReSpOnSe is going to start being able to take out everything. The Colossi are still in the field, but there are just so many units from ReSpOnSe that he's going to be able to take out a lot. Vikings are going down, and there's still a Colossus left. This is really looking good for ReSpOnSe. There's GG from Philibird. Looks like Philibird's not going to be able to take his 5-0 win and get his money. So, TT's on the field too, but well done by ReSpOnSe. Very good game.